You see, they say the first seed doesn't matter all that much in the NFL, MLB, or NHL. It's all about who was hot at the right time. But when it comes to the NBA, the top seeds are almost always in the NBA Finals these days. However, over the years there have been a few teams that finished with the best record in their conference, but they really weren't as good as their record indicated. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we present 10 NBA teams that never should have been number 1 seeds. And we do hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe down below for more cool videos every single day. Number 10, 2014 Indiana Pacers. This isn't a takeaway from the Pacers, who won 56 games behind the remarkable efforts of Paul George and Lance Stephenson. It's just that Miami Heat were a much better team, regardless of their regular season records. The Pacers weren't that special at anything offensively. They ranked 23rd in offensive rating and only averaged 96.7 points per game. The Pacers were exposed as overrated and overachievers when the Heat eliminated them in the Eastern Conference Finals, needing just 6 games to accomplish that feat. Number 9, 1971 New York Knicks. It sure feels uncomfortable putting a team on here that consisted of Willis Reed and Walt Frazier, but the Knicks played in the easiest conference ever. For example, the second seed in the East was the Baltimore Bullets, who went just 42-40. The first seeded Knicks finished 14th overall in scoring per game, far from spectacular. And just how overrated were the Knicks? Well, the Bullets beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes, the Bullets team that finished 2 games above .500. Number 8, 2001 Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers won 56 games behind the insanely epic MVP season of Allen Iverson, who averaged 31.1 points per game. But AI supporting cast was next to terrible. For example, Theo Ratcliffe was their second best scorer at 12.4 points per game. Philly's offense finished in the middle of the pack, statistically speaking, but they had virtually no competition in the East. The LA Lakers needed just 5 games to polish off the 76ers in the NBA Finals. Number 7, 2000 Indiana Pacers. Yes, the Pacers won 56 games and had a lethal three-point shooter in Reggie Miller, plus sidekick Jalen Rose. But for crying out loud, the Charlotte Hornets were the second seed with 7 fewer wins. Rose and Miller averaged 18.2 points and 18.1 points per game, respectively. Good, but compared to most dynamic duos on first-place teams, not great. The Pacers reached the NBA Finals, but the Lakers finished them off in 6 games. Number 6, 2003 Detroit Pistons. Like most teams on this list, the 2003 Pistons had fortunes of playing in a conference without much parity or talent. This Detroit team had its stars and money shot Chauncey Billups and the scary Wallace duo of Ben and Rasheed, plus Rip Hamilton. But the Pistons' 50 wins as a top seed were far from mind-blowing. They also ranked 4th last in points per game, which doesn't usually spell first seed. Detroit lost to the New Jersey Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals. In fact, they were swept by the Nets. But they erased the overrated label and took home the 2004 NBA championship a year later, so there's that. Number 5, 1970 Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks went 48-34, good for the best seed in the West, but it would have only placed them 4th in the East. This team had good depth as 6 guys averaged double-digit points per game, but Atlanta's offense and defense were very inconsistent, and they didn't play like a true number 1 seed. They fell to the LA Lakers in the Western Division Finals in a clean 4-game sweep. That playoff elimination was one way of showing just how much they overachieved. Number 4, 2002 New Jersey Nets. You know you're not a very good first seed when your top scorer, Kenyon Martin, averaged just 14.9 points per game. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2002 New Jersey Nets. This team played in a joke of an Eastern Conference and won 52 games, which, by the way, would have only been good for the 5th seed in the West. There was nothing great about this New Jersey team. They were the best of a very mediocre bunch in the East. They did reach the NBA Finals before falling to Shaq and Kobe's LA Lakers in a 4-game sweep, and so ended the run for one of the worst first seeds ever. Number 3, 1975 Golden State Warriors. The Warriors needed just 48 victories to lock down the top seed in the West, while 2 teams from the East were busy accomplishing 60-win seasons. Rick Barry was a monster, averaging 30.6 points per game, but after that, the depth of the Warriors was quite thin. They were basically a one-man wrecking machine, and yet the Warriors defeated the Washington Bullets in a 4-game sweep to win the NBA championship. So in the end, they were a bad first seed and mediocre NBA champion. Congrats, Golden State. Number 2, 1999 Miami Heat. The 1998-99 season was limited to 50 games because of a lockout, and the Heat needed just 33 victories to win the top seed in the Eastern Conference. Alonzo Mourning was on top of his game, but we highly doubt the Heat would have been the top seed in a full 82-game season. In fact, The top 3 teams in the East all had identical 33 and 17 records. So no, Miami wasn't far and above everyone else. And the New York Knicks eliminated the Heat in the first round of the playoffs as an 8th seed. Cool down the talk about the 99 Heat. They were overrated. And number 1, 2017 Boston Celtics. Isaiah Thomas had an MVP-like season, but the Celtics were only the first seed because the Toronto Raptors dealt with injuries all season, while the Cleveland Cavaliers embarked on a mega mid-season slump. Really, Boston was far from a true elite first seed. They were among the worst rebounding teams, and their plus 2.7 point differential, according to Fox Sports, was the worst for a top seed in 38 years. And yes, 53 wins are cool and all, but considering most first seeds these days get close to 60 victories, Boston truly wasn't anything special. Who are some of the other worst number 1 seeds in NBA history? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.